All right, question number 3, we'll go to candidate number 3, Mr. Lancer Shull. To start off, do you support consolidation of school districts? Why or why not?
Being from, like I said, from a very, very, very small school, growing up there, going there my entire kindergarten through 12th grade. I had 23 people in my class, my grade level. I knew everyone in that school from kindergarten through the senior class. Many times we were targeted to be combined with other districts. So when I'm asked this question, my heart goes out and my feet stand in firm that I would like to stand proud and say, no, this is not something that should happen. The other side of the coin, which has been explained to me by a lot of different people, and I talked to my dad about this, is the possibility of joining with someone like Lexington, one where you have a huge tax base. And it could boost our schools and make things better. So it's really a huge unknown, but it shouldn't be entered into lightly. So where I sit right now on this matter, I would say no. I see the schools, there's a new school in Lexington 1 going up over by Coyno Road. I think the price tag is $12 or $13 million. Great for them, but who knows how that's going to affect the schools in that district. You take a look at that map, there's a lot of schools in that district. So my instincts tell me to not support that at this time.
Benjie.
Consolidation. We do not want consolidation from my side. If you do, we're going to be paying for Lexington schools. We have built schools and maintained our schools ourselves. We have got the people behind us to support us. Now that they have changed this 388 Act, though it may be a more difficult situation, and until they can work out the 388 program so schools can have physical autonomy again, we have no physical autonomy again. All we can raise is about 8 to 9 meals. And that's not enough money to maintain your schools. You get the same thing you got a couple of years ago. The state pays half of it, the county pays half of it. So this 388 is killing our school system. And when you start saying consolidation, you want to know what consolidation is. The people live in Ridge Spring, Minetta. They belong to Aiken County. Aiken County has one school district. They don't give Ridge Spring, Minetta a whack to anything. They just pull those stepchildren. So if we want to be pull those stepchildren, you let our politicians consolidate us. Every time you give it to politicians, you tell them we don't want to be consolidated. You also get on about the 388 law too. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjie. Larry.
In my business career, I have observed a couple of business consolidations. One was very successful. The other was still struggling several years after consolidation was complete. Quite simply, the successful consolidation was well thought out with a very specific objective that was documented and communicated to all levels of their management. There was a documented implementation plan to reach that objective. Conversely, the one that was not successful had a great idea that consolidation would, quote, increase profits by reducing costs. They had no clearly stated objective and no action plan. So in answer to this question, I cannot support school district consolidation for the sake of consolidation. On the other hand, if I can see a clearly stated objective that will benefit this district and the students, and if there is a well thought out action plan to reach that objective, I would be more inclined to support district consolidation.
Thank you. Cheryl.
I do not support consolidation unless the voters of our district decide by referendum that we need to consolidate. Act 388 has placed the tax burden on our homeowners and our business people, especially our business people. When they get to a point that they feel like we cannot support our district and this is what we need to do, I will be glad to explore that option. I'm not the legislator sitting in Columbia with a cookie-cutter plan that is going to work for the whole district and consolidate. There have been studies that have shown that schools of 1,500 and above don't benefit financially from consolidation. It's not a big issue there. So I think it has to be looked at on an individual basis, and it has to be decided by the voters of that district as to the route that they want to go. All angles have to be presented, and you have to look at all aspects.
Thank you, Cheryl. Same question comes back around to candidate number 1.
In some areas, I think consolidation is good. Example, Union County, where most of their schools are rural, we felt that their resources could be better utilized if one. But as far as election District 3, I do not feel at this time that consolidation with possibly our neighbor election 1 is what would benefit us. We're more rural, and our demographics are different. What might be good for their curriculum directives may not apply as well for our school. In other words, we have varying needs as far as course offerings and services, comparatively speaking, when looking at consolidation. My past experience in working with the Batesburg Regional Youth Sports Association, we were working with Lexington County Recreation Commission to try to build some recreational facilities. At that time, I felt that our community was slighted somewhat when it came to building recreational facilities and the services that they provide. I'm afraid that we might experience some of those same problems if consolidated. There are varying opinions about the cost savings of consolidation. There's a lot to be on there. There's a lot of questions. I would like to see more financial data as it relates to the cost savings versus what the priorities would be for our consolidation. So at this point in time, I'm not in favor of consolidation.
And finally, same question to Gariane.
Without trying to sound like a politician, I too can see the positives and negatives regarding the idea of consolidation. On a positive note, joining with a larger, wealthier district may offer additional resources for our students and our teachers, as well as increased salaries to meet that of the adjoining district. But on the downside, we also inherit the responsibilities of that debt from that growth and those increased salaries. As I've learned from Dr. Floyd and others who have been a part of this discussion for many years, at this time there is no strategic plan developed that has even looked at the numbers to determine whether or not it would be beneficial economically. That is yet to be determined. What I do know, though, is that we would lose autonomy as a